and shine, Mr. Freeman. Rise and shine.
Hello everybody, welcome to the first episode of this series called Replaying the Classics. My name is Chief Clutch and the first game in the series will be Half-Life 2. As a warning, there will be spoilers ahead and I will provide chapters so you can skip ahead if you want to get to the analysis or to a certain chapter. Without further ado, enjoy. Half-Life 2 is undeniably an incredible game. There's no news there. This is a game that was released in 2004 that has sold over 17 million copies. It is loved by many, hated by few, and has won over 50 Game of the Year awards so far. I'm going to be replaying this absolute classic. The format of the video will be quite simple. It'll be me playing the game in sequential order, and the highlights will be included here, so things that I really enjoyed, or disliked for that matter, will be included.
So wake up, Mr. Freeman. Wake up and smell the ashes.
You find me a game in 2004 that lets you do that. This guy's not pleased that I was watching some weird antics. This guy's not pleased either. Here's a park you'll find, right in the first level in City 17. There's a theme here, attention to detail. Pushing swings around, look at the physics. Picking up this doll. Can we take this doll somewhere? Maybe put it on this little roundabout? Of course we can. Can we push it? Well, with a little bit of difficulty. Yes you can. And I'll give you a spoiler alert, this will actually appear again later in the game as we revisit City 17 with a vengeance. There's lots of things that they don't need to do that they do. It makes it so much more immersive and enjoyable. There's a character in this lab, Lamar the head crab. Did they need to do it? No. Did they? Yes. Here's a throwback to Half-Life 1. You get the crowbar. I bet you all remember this. Throwing the barrels into the tongues of the weird barnacle monsters. You can shoot the metro cops from here in the water, and check this out. Yes, you can actually fire and be fired at through the water. Here's that famous puzzle you all remember, the cinder blocks. You place it on the seesaw, then you can go up on the other side and jump over it. The first chopper you see. At this point, I've got a pistol and not much else. It's best to flee. Eventually you may become stronger, but for now let's flee. And for some reason a rock came to my direction, and of course I can put it in the barnacle's tongue. A lot of enemies like to hide next to barrels or behind barrels. They also like to use them against it, which is brilliant. The SMG is not as powerful as I like it to be, but can we all appreciate the music and how good that is? Here are the manhacks. So before you get to use your grav gun, using the crowbar is decent. You don't have to waste ammo. Here's our first vehicle. And I was really eager at this point and just basically crashed it. Here's another puzzle where you have to use these barrels to basically, because they float, you can use them to make the ramp even out. Dr Breen just chatting crap, whatever. Yep, you can throw grenades over things, then zoom in, and they will destroy enemies. Having fun in the boat. Yep, gotta dodge them rockets. Look at that, abseiling enemies. Here we go, we get the Magnum. The Magnum is very satisfying to use, to say the least. And again, here's a chopper fight. It's the same chopper that we saw earlier as well. So we can run around here. No, you can't destroy it with the Magnum, unfortunately. This guy doesn't actually see me, but I can see him. Not sure what that was about, but he's dead. And here's an interesting scene. He's been hiding behind these boxes his entire life. Now we finally get a chance to take out that chopper. And it is really, really satisfying. Remember, this is all in sequential order, so from start to finish. You get to see Gordon Freeman go from a crowbar wielder to an absolute powerhouse. Here's another chopper, or maybe it's the same chopper but repaired. Probably a different one. It's dropping mines, and again the music is incredible. Just listen to this. For a game in 2004, this had it all, and it still does. Intensity, immersion, fun, great sounds, great music. Spectacular set pieces. Watch this. Here we are, taking down this chopper again. And yep, that does have physics on it, so when you go over there, you can touch it if you wanted to. There was the guy behind this door. And just like that, he's dead. This is a really fun scene. This is where you introduce the dog and the gravity gun. And what I like is that they tested it, so you basically can't make sure that the dog gets stuck. You will recover if you do weird things. Remember, game in 2004. So I did try to get Dog stuck by throwing this weird object over the fence. What does Dog do? He'll figure it out. He'll go around.
You need to get out of here. I can't leave my father.
Here's the next scene where the Combine attack, and we end up going to my favourite chapter, Ravenholm. Now you do have an assault rifle at this point and great weaponry. However, it's more fun not to use the weapons. And yet you can even paint the zombies. As you'll see, these are actually traps left by somebody that you'll later find in this level. So there is a reason for them being here. And it is really effective and fun. Whoever left these traps here also left a lot of these explosive barrels around. Just for extra destruction, really. It's this guy above, Father Grigori. And of these traps, one of them includes this. Now that sound you hear there is one of the infamous zombies that can jump around and scream. Now here I thought, hey, this looks useful. The game developers thought about that, and it's actually not useful at all. You can get quite a lot of multi-kills as well with these saw blades, and at this point I've been given the probably infamous double-barreled shotgun, which is, as you'd expect, incredible at taking out zombies. But then again, you can also just use a dishwasher or oven and blast them that way. This room wasn't particularly useful, it's just full of headcrabs, which are right, not every room needs to be useful. These enemies are incredibly tanky and annoying. Now, you can throw grenades around to your heart's content, or you can get up and bump uglies with it. However, is that a good idea? Well, the answer is no, it's not a good idea. Here's a little minecart. Again, look what's on top of it. Deadly propeller blade. You can sprint around, you can enjoy yourself, you could not do it if you wanted to, you could let them all live. But it's way more fun to massacre them. Here you have our first sighting of the Combine, as opposed to Metro Cops. A little bit more tanky, a bit more effective and a lot more dangerous. Their assault rifle, it's not great, but when you've got nothing else, it does the job. Look at this level here, this warehouse. Look at all the lighting, you've got your allies here. You know, you can throw a well-placed grenade. It's good fun. It's on the hardest difficulty to remember. You can still get up close and bump uglies. Now here's another fun part. It's going to use this giant magnet to pick up our vehicle and throw it somewhere. And yep, those are those antlines that everyone loves. You later get to be able to summon these and use them as your friends, but for now they're very annoying. And because they're very annoying, it's satisfying when you run them over, like this.
Gordon Freeman. I couldn't have asked for a finer volunteer. Colonel Odessa Cubby.
Need I say more? Here's where we feel really empowered. We get to take out a gunship using a rocket launcher. And it's not just trivial point and click, because it will actually use its defences to shoot down your missile mid-air, as you can see here. Now what you'll find is that you can find missiles lying around the map, but also you'll find these crates with never-ending ammunition in. It's a little bit gimmicky, but what else could they do? Short of saying game over, you've got no missiles left. You have infinite medical kits as well, which is nice and convenient. And he's also giving me one rocket every 30 seconds or so. So I don't have an ammunition crate yet. And that makes it a little bit more realistic and a bit more dangerous. We're back at a different area where I can again potentially use the scenery to my advantage. This geezer up here has no chance. And we can actually control this giant device up here to push over the bridge. Here's another gunship. And, yep, that just happened. Now there's a lot of roadblocks over here. However, what we do have is infinite missiles and our gravity gun. So what we can do is take cover behind these vehicles and attempt to blast out of the sky. Yep, I'm taking cover behind a petrol. It's a terrible idea, don't do that. This is a fun part. You get to jump all the way down here on this bridge. And eventually you will find the trusty infinite rocket space. And then you feel empowered again and you can hopefully blast out of the sky. So it changed its focus from the character to defending itself. Of course it splashes, of course. Now, there was a little glitch here the first time. This geezer here didn't actually activate the little switch next to it. It's basically a hidden door if you go all the way to the bottom. You're supposed to go down here and activate it so that you go through to the next part of the level. He didn't. So I had to basically replay this entire section again.
This way, Dr. Freeman. We'll take the cliff.
So here you go. This time he actually activates and decides I'm going to take you somewhere useful. Here's a small boss fight. It's an Antlion King or Queen. Either way, it's bigger than the others. Thankfully I've got some RPGs and explosive barrels, but it gets close. Now we end up in Nova Prospekt, and at this point I can kind of control the antlines, but they're not going to be useful against these gunships. That is gunships for the plural, by the way. This is now, you've fought one gunship, now let's fight two. You have to use a vehicle before, now it's just you, with your useless antlions that jump up amusingly and your infinite supply of rockets, but there are two. And get prepared to die a lot. Here's another antlion boss battle. Thankfully, a double barrel shotgun really packs a punch. One criticism here. This is on hard difficulty. I should be dying in like 2 hits. I can't believe Gordon's suit is that powerful. I can even use a crowbar. One criticism here as well is that the enemy is just simply a massive bullet sponge. It'd be a lot better if you didn't have much ammunition at this point. Like, really no ammunition. You know, if you had like maybe 5 or so magnum bullets, you had to use the scenery, or some intelligence, or some teamwork. The first fight was more fun. There's some nice detail here, the tortured alien. Imagine if someone's been told, go and, you know, add to the atmosphere. What shall we do? How about a tortured alien? Yep, go for it. So you get a tortured alien. Now, in what other game do I get to do this? I made a little barricade out of barrels. I've only got 2 HP though, so it might not end well. Next area is, I can choose between helping the Combine or helping the people with Antlion. I'd rather just all die, to be honest. Yep, you noticed it. That pillar was destroyed. And I used my weapon on it. So yep, we have destructible scenery, which is awesome. It's always more fun to use explosive barrels. So I do, and it dies quickly. Character development is brilliant. Here we go.
Gordon, is that really you? I can't believe you found me.
Dad, are you alright?
I'm fine, but you've got to get out of here.
I think this is a really annoying part of the game, actually. There's a lot of scenes where it's just you defending an area, and I find it boring and not really very challenging. Now eventually we end up back here.
So there, you see? It's not all hopeless.
It's way more fun to just watch than get involved at this point. He's not done. Now I almost missed this when I played this, so I had to reload it and come back. Check this out. How awesome was that? Look where we are again. And now I can rotate my gravity gun instead of using my hands. And at this point we have a follower. Yep, I can still play tic-tac-toe. Big symbolic moment here with the resistance.
Freeman, you're here.
You have to get used to a lot of fighting in these apartments. You have a lot of health and a lot of armour. It's not as hardcore as a game like Stalker, it's very forgiving. I can literally just stand here and take bullets. A more realistic Half-Life 2 mod would be awesome if it exists. The difficulty setting called realistic, for example, where 1 or 2 shots kill. And yep, I just did that. Here you are again with the music kicking in. And here's another defend the area moment. Again, not really a fan of these sections. It just feels like spawn enemies while you just spray your weapon. This is part of a defend the plaza scene that I absolutely hated. I rage quit the game 3 times trying to get this working. So eventually at this point I went all the way back. I did well with maybe 3 or 4 squad mates. Most of them died, but I got there in the end by preserving my good ammunition until those elite troopers came.
Well, there used to be a bridge here.
This bit here is detailed, doesn't need to be in the game. You could have just, you know, took some random ladder. The crossbow is immensely satisfying. And how good does this level look? There's a lot of waiting to do, however. When an enemy does pop up, you can be sure to pop them. Here's the sniper section. I don't mind this, but it's a little bit too handholdy for my liking. It's like, I'm very far into the game and it's just go and throw a grenade in the window. This is part of the grand assault on the municipal building. And yeah, of course, there's loads of enemies. Absolutely tons. You have to fight Striders. You gotta do this a lot. Yep, you can use the grab skin on weapons. Now that looked neat and stylish, but I was doing that for maybe 20 minutes, just RPGing it. That original score is just too good. You sit back and enjoy the full ride. Look at all of the detail they put into this part of the game. You have these workers, you have these pods flying around, the conveyor belts. What I would like is more parts like this with storytelling and background setting, as opposed to simply find source of infinite ammunition, find a convenient place to hide, dodge bullets, and lasers until you destroy the big enemy. Again, they didn't need to do this. It could have just been a little elevator, right? Or a little teleporter. Instead, they used the opportunity to really tell a story. Look at all of these models in use now to design and build. Things just get way too fun. You can just take the level apart and hide behind things.
Dr. Freeman. At last.
At this point, things were way too easy. So we thought, you know what? Let's add in a strider. So watch this. We're going to clear out this corridor. And there's the famous sound.
Don't struggle, it's no use.
Now at this point, what happens is you end up being conveyed,
I'm sorry.
you know, put on a conveyor belt and sent all the way into Dr. Breen's office. I was a little disappointed in this boss battle. Like, why? Why is this the end? You have these tiny little pillars of cover. You basically have to shoot balls into a giant sphere. Why? Why was this the way to end the game?
You could bring down this whole Citadel. Think, man. Think of the people below.
Yeah! You did it! Come on, Gordon. We've got to get out of here. Maybe we still have...
Bit of a naff ending battle there, but that concludes the gaming footage I had. I mostly enjoyed gathering it along the way. The hardest part of this video was going from 13 hours of footage to having less than an hour of highlights. If there is a demand for each chapter on YouTube, I'll go ahead and do it. So there are 5 sections coming up to cover, then I'm going to have my conclusion. The 5 sections are as follows. Number 1, Half-Life 2 and Steam. Number 2, modding community and source engine games. Number 3, attention to detail. Number 4, recurring themes. And number 5, an objective but brief review. Number 1, Half-Life 2 and Steam. Way back in 2004, you had to download Steam in order to play Half-Life 2. This only helped to catapult its launch and massively increase its popularity. Gabe Newell became a very famous person around this time. Steam charts hard to find around now, it's probably in the tens of thousands. As of now, it's 27.3 million concurrent Steam users. 880,000 of them are playing Counter-Strike Go. This isn't even the peak figure for today either. This is from a Sunday morning, Easter Sunday, 2022. Number 2, modding community and the source engine itself. Mapping and tooling available with the SDK is still going strong, although now you have to basically load the binary for Valve Redditor to use the source SDK. Enough about that. Anyway, you can make all sorts for all types of different games that use the source engine. Things like Team Fortress 2. And in here you can see all these different mods people have made in the source engine. There's all sorts out there people have been making. Number 3, attention to detail. There are 7 different menu screens for Half-Life 2. These are all actually maps you can launch through the console as well. Let's not forget that epic music score. We'll play it for you all to enjoy. Next up, we've got all these details that are included in the game. Look at these things here, like an alien slave just making food. They didn't need to do this, but they did, and it's wonderful. There's some more Vortigaunts having a great time. Here's me leaving the train at City 17, here's Dr Breen on the screen just talking a lot of nonsense. It's this level of detail that really helps I think, make Half-Life 2 a success. It's storytelling at the finest level. Here I'm in Ravenholm, just walking around this seemingly boring room, but oh wait, there's a head crab on a hook. Because why not? They just go out of the way a lot of times to try and make sure the game is atmospheric, polished, and detailed. Yes, it's very, very linear, but where you are, traversing, it's fun and detailed, just like a bird for no reason. Here's a zombie in the kitchen, having a great time, and here's a TV that was plugged in. Can you gravity gun it off the wall? No. Can you pick it up? Yeah, of course you can. Number 4, recurring themes. You certainly go from being a victim in your surroundings to being someone that can literally manipulate the surroundings and control them entirely. When you get the gravity gun, it's so much fun. Pick things up, toss them around. When you get the physics gun, it's even better. And you feel like an absolute boss when you return to City 17 with all your troops. There's so much here that makes it a compelling game, near 20 years on. You may want to replay the game to get all those different lambdas, all the supply crate stashes, do things differently, find something new, tell your mates about it, and while doing it, feel good. Number 5, an objective but brief review 18 years on, without any of the romanticism and sentimentality. As it's part of my series on replaying the classics, I'm going to keep it brief. It's not a massive review, it's just a little one. I enjoy the use of physics, i.e. the gravity gun, the detailed storytelling, gameplay in general, and the fun universe. The weapons are awesome, really great to use, crossbow, RPG, shotgun. However, it ain't all fun and games. What I didn't like was the bullet sponges. Two of the enemies is just, shoot at it for 10 minutes straight. And also there was a reliance on finding the infinite missile stash and then just hiding behind the wall. It wasn't really fun. Plus, your teammates aren't really very useful. They can just give you medkits or give you missiles. Yay, you didn't really care for them at all. Finally, a special mention goes to Ravenholm. The atmosphere was incredible, the fun combat, the immersive map full of replayability. Definitely one of my highlights. My conclusion is quite straightforward. It's a modern day classic and in my mind definitely deserves the crown it's been wearing for 18 years. It is very, very linear in places. There are bullet sponges. It's not perfect, but I think for all its flaws, it is still one of the all-time greatest games ever produced. And in fact, I can't wait to play episode 1 and episode 2 and figure out what I've been missing on. I played them before, but I can't remember. Same for Portal. What I'm jealous of is people that never played these games before in their life. Imagine going through this for the very first time, experiencing all of those moments that I've been piloting the video. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please do let me know. Hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you all for watching.